NRG versus G2 Esports. You heard Gibbs say it. It is unprecedented for these teams to meet in a match that has these sorts of stakes. For the North American Regional Champion of RLCS, NRG has done it 3 times. This could be their 4th time being the regional champs. G2 going to try and make it their first.
Now let me talk about something, because I know Quinn talked a lot about G2, and hey, I support a lot of that, but I just want to bring something up, all right?
Okay.
Garrett G broke a record with his goals per game after league play, 1.25. He played a series earlier today against, clearly, we're in the top 6, we're in the playoffs. He increased it by even more. 1.31 goals per game right now, the dude's averaging. He's seriously just a machine. He's a robot. He doesn't care if you have friends or family. He's going to remind you that you're not as good as him, and he's going to win.
I mean,
he's insane.
And it's not just him. He's got Justin on his team, the player who's a rookie, but you wouldn't know it by watching him. He's pulling off the 360 no-scopes today. The amazing plays from Justin have been incredible. But up there as well, JNAP's above 1.03 goals per game here. Can G2, can J2 and the Crizzos show up again here in the finals?
Things to watch out for. The setup plays from Kronovi. He is seriously redefining what it's like, as Quinn said, to be a support player. But just the solo plays that you see from everyone in NRG, and then also somehow forming that together.
And early shots from G2, defended well by Fireburner. G2 in the orange, NRG in the blue. First of 4. It's your North American champs. Rizzo, fake out Fireburner. Kronovi thinking about moving up. He'll drop this one back down. Here's JNAPS looking for ball control. Now Kronovi with a loft. Justin carrying it along. Garrett G, shot towards net. JNAPS and Rizzo able to send that one away. There's Fireburner now. Send it towards the net. Kronovi with a save. Garrett G and Justin falling back on defense.
That clear was actually insane. JNAP somehow following that up off the backboard.
Kronovi onto the backboard again. Fireburner's up. I'll add some more altitude to the ball. G2 continuing to look for scoring opportunities. Rizzo out to Kronovi, back to Rizzo, shot towards net, it's Justin's there. Kronovi up to try and get the follow-up on the save, but it's not going to happen just yet. JNAPS puts it back into the box, and Garrett G's got the clear. NRG's defense holding on, but the ball staying trapped in the blue.
But G2 talking about making an opportunity out of seemingly nothing. They were so close to each other, but just the gentle touches back and forth made the NRG defense stay stagnant because they couldn't dedicate to it because they never had the space to.
JNAPS we get past 1. Now Justin and Garrett G. Move up on the wall. Rizzo, the pinch, back towards midfield. You see Kronovi back out into the corner. Up towards JNAPS. Rizzo's in the mid. See Garrett G now. Back down, Justin. Over towards Garrett. He's got Fireburner underneath. Takes the shot himself. Saved by Kronovi. JNAPS rather. Now Kronovi with the follow-up. Back to the midfield, picking up the boost himself, taking a shot towards the net. It's a bit wide. Oh, can he finish it off? No, the 2 defenders both miss, and we'll see Rizzo move up in midfield. Pressure starting to build here for G2. Justin's got it clear. JNAPS has to fall back.
Now we'll see if G2 can keep it up. Always looking for the passing plays. It's so fun to watch them. This is insane.
That read from Kronovi, he pre-jumped by like 2 seconds and still managed to pinch it off the wall. Kronovi with the demolition onto Garrett G. Fireburner immediately responding onto Rizzo. Momentary 2v2 as both players respawn in their own halves. Cross halftime here in game number 1. Nobody on the board. Kronovi back towards Rizzo. Thinks about going up and sees Justin. Hangs back. Now the demolition from Rizzo. The shot from JNAPS is wide, just barely. And Garrett G able to clear it out. NRG still struggling to get this ball into the orange as the pressure's been there for G2. The clears.
The tactics we normally saw from NRG were to just slowly and methodically take shot after shot until you just couldn't play defense anymore. But they're being kept so quiet, only 2 shots for them, because G2's midfield game has always been so incredible. They have the least, or at least close to the least saves in the season because they never had to play defense. They're always cutting people off at midfield.
Garrett G moving up. Soft contact. See Kronovi over towards JNAPS, back to the blue again. Justin's touch. Keeps it neutral now. Rizzo towards the goal. Fireburner with a clear. Kronovi moving on in for the read. Fireburner gets it past him. JNAPS roller towards the goal. Saved by Justin. Garrett G onto the wall. Rizzo quickly following it. They'll look to pass out here towards Kronovi. See if he can connect with his teammate. They will do so. Back into the blue again. 1:12 left to go. JNAPS into the corner. Picks up the enemy boost. Looking just to zone out Fireburner here. Rizzo now up onto the wall. JNAP's airborne. The demolition's there, and G2 scores.
We saw the demolitions coming out earlier this season. G2 making it a staple of their gameplay. Rizzo gets the clear and then gets the demolition, just follows, or not a clear, sorry, gets the pass off the backboard and then just decides to just make a beeline for the goalie.
Takes him out. G2's got the lead here in game one. See if they can hold on to it. Pass out, another shot. Kronovi, they just shoveled the ball right to him. He makes it a 2-goal game.
No room to breathe. Kronovi, after going for this, I can't believe he was able to recover enough to get this shot as accurate as he did. Justin thought he had time. He trapped that ball, figured he could maybe cut this across, pass it. Wasn't ready for a surprise Kronovi attack.
Kronovi trying to secure this win here in game number one. As Justin sends it to the corner. He looks to equalize. They still have a minute left. Plenty of time for NRG to score 2 goals. But they need that first one to come here early so they have time to get sorted out, not have to go for the kickoff. JNAPs with a flip to send it high. The defense holding on for NRG right now. For G2, rather. So NRG's building the pressure. Shot towards the net from Garrett G. Kronovi with the save. Justin looks to keep it on. With 22 seconds remaining, time now starting to run thin for NRG. They have yet to score. 15 seconds remaining, 2 players on top of each other. It's Fireburner and Justin. Garrett G onto the backboard, and the clear comes through for G2. JNAPs and Kronovi moving out with 8 seconds left. Justin's in his own corner. The ball's losing all its momentum, and G2 able just to run this clock down and get the win here in game number one.
Something G2 does special that I think a lot of teams really haven't mastered, that they are trying to at least make a permanent tool in their box, and it's when you go for demolitions. It often feels sometimes haphazard. You'll hear a demolition, you're like, oh, okay, cool, someone got demoed, now let's take shots. But when G2 does it, it's always, hey, we got a shot and there's somebody in the way. I got him for you, hold up. Just do what you're doing. I'm gonna make sure he's gone, but G2 are gonna take it 2-0. Look at how low they kept the shots for NRG. 5 shots.
One thing we've always talked about with G2 is that when they feel comfortable, when they're really clicking, is when they start to really go for demos. And that's not as true anymore as more teams have started to realize that they have to go for demos all the time. So everyone's kind of doing it, but G2 here in the beginning, see the first goal they get, Rizzo getting the goalie. I think G2 is clicking right now, and I'm nervous for NRG if the series keeps up this way. Kept scoreless, shut out here in game one.
And this is where play styles seriously start to head up against each other, and you see what works against what. Right now, G2's play style is the cut off at midfield. They had some of the least, I think for a good period, maybe even ending the season, had the least amount of saves per game, and NRG had the most shots per game. They had almost average of 10 shots per game. They were just kept to half that, 5, and it was only about 2 for half of the game. So they're seriously stifling out what NRG does, which is control the midfield boosts, know exactly where you're going to be, reading all your clears so you can't push it out. But G2, either through demolitions, through bumps, or just positioning and raw control, are able to push through that and not let NRG have that control.
Game number 2, NRG looking to bounce back, needing to find their first goal. Garrett and Justin, 2 players that have been absurd here in Season 5. Kept quiet in game number 1. Soft shot back towards the goal to Kronovi. Clearing it away. Ball stays in their own half for the moment. Garrett G with a soft shot, Kronovi with a loft, and Rizzo with the follow. Shot towards net's wide, and Fireburner will be there. Puts it back to the side. Now Rizzo following along. The ball just rolls into the blue. It'll be Kronovi there first. The shot towards net, easily defended by NRG, and he looks for a goal. He doesn't find it, but the follow-up from JNAP's quick and fast. The defense has to be there, and Fireburner makes the save. Justin off the wall, down towards Garrett G. Fireburner alone back in net right now. JNAPs tries to put on another shot. Fireburner has to make the save, falling from the other side.
He went for a wide rotation so that he couldn't get bumped in a net, since they seemed to have to deal with that in the first game. But something else, NRG, is they're consciously trying to pick up the pace of this, making sure that G2 can't get those demolitions, making sure that they, and they can. 3 demolitions in a matter of 5 seconds.
So much pressure just relieved. That means that all of NRG is spawning on their back line. They have to play defense. They have no other option at that moment. Fireburner's up, and he'll block the shot from Kronovi. Rizzo falling back, allowing space for JNAPs. So much pitch control here from G2. So Rizzo sends another shot, this one a bit wide. Fireburner to follow it. Kronovi He's following, just shadowing this ball, shadowing this play, looking for his moment. He'll move up, keep the ball at midfield. Now James with a shot towards net. It'll be Justin with the save. Fireburner looking to dribble out of his own half, but Kernovi will just kill it. Leaves it for Rizzo. Puts it up on the wall. Now he's got J-Amps to work with. The drop back down. The shot towards net is high. Is there any follow-up? Fireburner's backwards, and Kernovi will be able to put it back into the corner. Doesn't get the boost. Now he'll have to retreat. He's low himself. Justin up high. Garrett G with a missive. Fireburner to find it. Nobody making contact from G2. NRG strikes first.
And this was all just a counterattack. Justin with the solo plays, but working with Garrett G. Rizzo wanting to get up for that, but he, again, when you're dealing with the counterattack defense, when you're retreating on defense, it's all about that first decision being perfect. It makes it amazing because you can play so much offense, but it also means that the tiniest mistake, the tiniest miscalculation will result in a goal against your team.
And the series drought immediately ended here in Game 2. Only lasted one game for NRG as they get scored. Get the scoring going. Rizzo now moving up. See J-Naps onto the wall. Kernovi falling back. J-Naps remains the front line. Rizzo with a miss in the front of his net. Justin's shot goes in. NRG up by 2 now.
I want to find a way to not talk about this, but there's really no way to not talk about this. Didn't run on a boost. Didn't get bumped. Just missed.
The first touch being the front line defense has always been a weakness of Rizzo's here. 2 goals now. We've seen it be part of why the goal went in.
Hope we can laugh that one off.
See if they can get the scoring going. G2 now struggling, down by 2. NRG finding a way to respond. Fireburner again demolished. The demos continue here for G2. What a follow-up there from NRG, but the saves there from J-Naps. 2:18 left to go, past halftime, and it's all been NRG so far here in Game 2.
Garrett G has seriously been making every pro today just look silly. The amount of fakes that he's been executing, the amount of control and positioning that he's been giving his team by just defeating so many defenders.
Fireburner in his own corner. He's got Garrett G in front of him. Just hoping to get an infield pass, just could not find contact in the way he wanted it. Kernovi into the middle towards Rizzo. Back to Kernovi. Behind his team captain. The Fireburner's touch remain in the corner. Justin demolished out on the front of the rotation. So J-Naps past 1. Follows this along. It's underneath him. Garrett G got it past 2, and Kernovi on that back line. Having to keep this one up. Rizzo up towards Kernovi. J-Naps lurking in the midfield. Can he find the passes? Over towards Kernovi again, but the defense of NRG holding on just fine. All 3 players there in the corner. Rizzo could possibly get this one over towards J-Naps. It's just Garrett G in net, and he makes the play. Justin now with the transition. With 1:11 left to go, up by 2. NRG looking to tie up this series.
And look at that positioning from Justin. How even though they were completely shut down on their own line, and you had some crazy plays and shots coming from G2, Justin still finding himself at that quarter midfield area to get ready for a pass from his own teammate.
Now in the final minute, G2 finding themselves in the position they put NRG last game. Needing to score to give yourself time for the equalizer. Justin moves along. Rizzo through the air. Over towards the side. Fireburner. Played away. J-Naps back down towards Kernovi. G2 needing to use these pass plays to get the scoring going. Back towards Kernovi. It's onto the backboard. That's 2 defenders out, but Justin's right there, immediately shutting down a possibility of a follow-up from J-Naps. 26 seconds left. It's looking like it's probably all over here unless we see some last-minute heroics here. J-Naps to Rizzo. Haven't been able to make the shot happen yet. Oh, and that one goes straight into the goal. Justin with the recognition. He'll make it a 3-goal game.
Rizzo had no more boost. He had the open net. He just looked at it. There's nothing he could do about it. That's got to be so frustrating, but that means they're just a tad bit shy of the execution it takes. They obviously know they can take it to him. They've got 1 game on them, but it's looking like it's going to tie up the series. No surprise here. The best 2 teams in North America.
Now the 2-goal lead, there's always a chance, but here with 3, much more difficult. They could get 1 on the board and not get shut out. That would at least be something you could hang your hat on. Rizzo puts it onto the backboard once more. Fireburner will just clear it away. Garrett G just playing hot potato. They'll keep that one away from G2. NRG taking Game 2.
And again, just to speak to the difference in play styles of these players. By the way, I got so excited during that game, I took a sip of water and wasn't paying attention and spilled it all over myself.
Oh dear.
It's like in my beard and hair. It's okay, I'm a mess. Don't worry about it. I'm just stoked. We're watching some great Rocket League.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm sitting right next to you and I can't see it.
It's dried up. It happened at the beginning of the game. Luckily, it's dried up. I'm disgusting, but no one gets to know. So now, just to talk about the difference in playstyles, right? NRG, we have Garrett G, their star player. The star player, I'd say, of North America. Hands down. You can't argue with me against it. Prove me wrong. I dare you. But anyways, he had the #1 solo goals per game. And that's literally just total, because he had that many pass and solo goals because he was just scoring so much. And going against a team that had the best passing, just overall. They had literally #1 and #2 passing players. It's going to be Rizzo and I think Kronovi, right? A lot of those to JNaps, but even to Rizzo and Kronovi, all three of them together. So just completely different play styles. A team NRG that just relies on, we're all better than you. Literally, all three of us are better than you, and we're just going to beat you eventually because you can't do anything about it. And G2's like, we're going to take the tactical approach. We are going to position better than you. You're not going to know where we're coming from, and you're not going to be able to deal with it.
Well, none of the goals here from NRG particularly flashy or having to use any of that skill we know that they can produce. It was almost all G2 mistakes. So if G2 could tighten up the defense here, have a different approach. They've been flashy on the offense in game #1. Game #2. NRG just capitalizing.
I just realized there's flags behind the G2 logos and their icons. That's pretty cool. Where they're from, where they hail from. I never noticed that.
They're from America and Canada.
That's what they call it.
or Canada, as we say it here in the States. You know, I'm making it sound like there's some place that actually calls it Canada.
No, we're just joking, guys. It's okay.
It's okay. You don't have to rage. Kronovi now into the corner. Rizzo and JNaps both moving up. We'll look. Get the scoring started early here. Justin back down to the midfield. JNaps with a nice flick over one. He'll move in to try and get the second touch as well, but Fireburner's there before either Kronovi or JNaps can make contact. Justin with a read off of Rizzo, and Garrett G with the shot. The infield pass starting with the defensive clear. It's always how it works. NRG's got on the board.
Look at how predictive both of these players had to be. Justin to read that, and Garrett was actually poised and ready for his own teammate to read that clear. Talk about team synergy.
It's crazy how many of those infield passes start with a player on the wall reading a defensive clear. It happens time and time again. NRG have always been able to do it. Kronovi and Rizzo both up. Now it's just JNaps. Plenty of boost. They'll run out there at the end. Kronovi now with a shot, and Garrett G with a save. He drew Fireburner along with him as well. Justin a bit out of position. Defense, a little hole there for NRG, but it's not taken advantage of by G2. NRG will hold on to the 1-goal lead. Kronovi now moving up into the corner. Looking for a second touch. He finds it. Did the defender get caught on the post, I believe, here?
I want to try and watch. It's kind of hard for me to notice in this first one. Justin was the one that was back.
Oh no, he's just wide, tries to flip for the reposition. Kronovi with an excellent touch and a tie game here.
He was in a bad position and turned the wrong direction. That was the biggest thing. He was faced into the net, not ready for that pass or that initial touch from Kronovi to actually be such a threat. So he had to essentially make a risky and kind of shot in the dark jump for it.
G2 now able to respond. A tie game, 4 players coming into that, and it's Justin versus the goalie, Kronovi. JNaps will be able to recover in time and get it over to the side. It's Kronovi not going to have very much speed on that ball. It'll allow JNaps to take it. Kronovi just trying to get this one from Garrett G. Nobody able to make contact.
All three having to try and tackle Garrett G in that play.
Fireburner back towards Justin. Back up in the direction of Fireburner, but wide. Justin will follow it himself. The ball's going towards the goal. Kronovi's there, and he makes the stop. Fireburner tried to finish it off, but G2 says not today. Kronovi now back down the field. It'll be Justin over to the side towards his teammate Garrett. The ball's back out in midfield.
Look at these plays right now from both of these teams. They're always trying to think one step ahead of each other, but then they need to think 2, 3, and 4 steps ahead of each other because they're just all so good.
Garrett G take the final shot. Fireburner and Justin falling back now. Fireburner and Justin both with misses. Now Rizzo airborne. It's just Garrett G. They've tried to play it. Look at these plays. The decision on where to put the ball to try mind game the defender. NRG able to hold on. Mostly due to Garrett G on that push. Right here at halftime. Tied up at 1 apiece in the game, 1 apiece in the series. G2 and NRG still neck and neck looking for that regional championship. Rizzo trying to do a similar play to where he had pulled off earlier in the season. Send it towards the ball towards the goal and then look for the goalie, but it won't happen this time. Fireburner looking to set up Justin. Rizzo intercepts. Back out to Kronovi. Quick transition. This one up high on the backboard. Is there any follow-up from G2? No. It's Kronovi at midfield. Able to pick this one up off the rebound. Now Garrett G following it along. Shot towards the goal. JNaps and Rizzo both able to get a piece of it.
I seriously can't speak to this enough. Watch the counterattacks from both of these teams.
The shot nearly dropped in. Fireburner unable to get there. Justin now on the defense. Hold on, Kronovi. He's got JNaps up in front of him, but he sends a soft roller, and Garrett G's able to cut it off. NRG staying aggressive, keeping this ball in the orange. G2 just trying not to crack under the pressure. As more and more builds, here comes Garrett G, but blocked. The point of contact, the follow from Garrett G, able to get a second touch and set it on target. But the defense of G2 holds. The pass across, Justin tries to take the shot, Rizzo's there. Fireburner trying to drop it back to Garrett G. JNaps put it away. Rizzo lofting it high, now Kronovi and JNaps. Back out to midfield, Fireburner had lurked. Just be able to put it back towards Garrett G. Constant pressure here. This is the NRG we've seen through the regular season. Just shot after shot on target. Doesn't necessarily have to be the best shots, doesn't necessarily have to be exactly on the goal, but force the team to play defense and see if eventually you can make it go in. But so far, G2 able to get it back out, and now up on offense themselves with 45 seconds remaining, all tied up at one apiece.
All it takes is one double commit on defense, and that's when NRG will not let you to live that down. Essentially from there, they just keep taking shot after shot, and you kind of are going to end up doing 2 or 3 more double commits because now you're slightly out of position, you're slightly lower on boost because the first mistake.
Rizzo nearly able to get the lead by himself, and then JNaps in with another one, a miss from Rizzo as well. Now Justin looking to send it away, Kronovi's up. Cleared over to the side, Justin now airborne to try and take a shot himself. It's a bit high, and Rizzo's got the clear. And Kronovi going to try and tag team. This one is not very good. Fireburner's able to send the shot towards the net, but Kronovi's got it. Now over the top. Towards the goal, it'll be Garrett G with the easy clear. One last attempt here for NRG. Rizzo puts it in midfield. Justin to Fireburner. Garrett G lurking behind. Justin sends the shot. It will touch. Overtime in game 3.
Absolutely beautiful plays from both of these teams. At their prime, as the desk said, trying to show us who the true North American champion is.
Justin to Garrett G. Now Justin again. G2 gets a clear. Rizzo with a demolition on a Fireburner. Kronovi trying to move up, and Garrett G's got to move up much more quickly than he thought he would have to. The demolition on Fireburner. Fireburner now off the respawn. Towards the goal, looking for the ceiling plays.
The dunk.
It's blocked by Rizzo. Kronovi now out. Soft contact. It stays in the corner. JNaps not going to be able to get much of this. It's all up to Rizzo, and he gets it high. Pass Justin. Garrett G and Fireburner. They're together. Now back over. Fireburner keeping this one high. Kronovi. Put it back to midfield. Justin now off the wall. Kronovi could possibly engage this one. He leaves it for Rizzo. Moving up. Fireburner's lurking side on the post, trying to give Rizzo only one option. He has to shoot in front of him. Justin demolishing his own backfield. G2 keeping this pressure, keeping this ball trapped in the back half of the blue. Fireburner looking for a clear, but it goes into a corner as JNaps there by himself. Soft touch. Fireburner looks for demolition. Tries to find everybody, but can't do it. No contact made. Just tries to find the zone. Now Justin, again, shot towards the net. This one past JNaps. Goal, and he'll look to pick this one up in the corner.
When G2 are caught in a tight spot, sometimes they start to push the demolitions a little bit more because it helps you out so much more on offense. But NRG, they're trying to suffocate.
NRG making shots will be Kronovi on the front line here. Passing to Rizzo. 1:38 of overtime come and gone. NRG back to the middle. Here's JNaps. Moves into the blue corner. Then back out to midfield from Fireburner. Rizzo circling to midfield, now airborne, looking to send a shot towards the goal. Garrett G's got to save him. Kronovi was pressuring him. JNaps lurking in midfield, looking for a moment to move up as Justin gets a clear back. Now a shot into the midfield. There's Garrett G to try and finish it off, but it's not going to happen. Now JNaps, pass 1, pass 2. Can he put this in by himself? Is there anybody who can get there in time? No. JNaps with the quick double touch off the wall, and G2 takes game 3.
JNaps that entire time was so patient. You said he was hawking in midfield, wanting to know when he can come up to support his team. NRG had the counterattack and the passing play, but JNaps was patient with it. He dropped all the way back, tried to make sure they didn't have any shot that was too big. His teammate came to support him, met NRG before they could make a seriously damning shot on him, and then from there he just had the counterattack, even with 0 boots left at the very end.
And no assists here for G2. So they're able to do it on the solo goals. The one from Kronovi, capitalizing on the defensive mistake, and then JNaps there at the end of regulation. So difficult, or the end of overtime rather, so difficult at overtime do not make any mistakes, because the one mistake is just, it will determine the game for you here, and JNAP's able to dribble that one all the way down and get the goal.
I got a fun exercise for everyone, because I was kind of doing this with my head. I want you to watch this game, and whenever you see a team transitioning from defense to offense, once you realize, like, oh, think of yourself on that team, and like, this is when I'd turn around to support. And you're still going to be about 2 seconds behind when somebody actually already did. I was thinking to myself, like, all right, someone is supporting it already, and I'm that far behind. Even after watching these teams countless times, they're just doing it so well and consistently in this series. You're going to be wrong every time, and I just want to show you guys exactly how quickly that these teams know when they have the confidence to turn around for a counterattack. So when you see someone going from defense to offense, think to yourself, this is when I'd start going, or this is about the time I would have started turning around, and you're still going to be slow.
It was crazy, though, there in game number 3. 7 saves rather, from G2, a team that has to put up very minimal saves every game. So many shots from NRG. And remember, last time these teams played, NRG swept G2. So G2 definitely not unfamiliar with the NRG barrage offense. NRG now, trailing by 1 game. Fireburner tried to take the lead right away. Right off of kickoff. So they can tie this one back up. Pass down towards Justin. Send high. It'll be Garrett G. Wrapping around Justin now. Sends one towards the goal. Rizzo's in goal, and he'll make the save. Demolition on a Kronovi. The NRG can say a bit more aggressive. It also means that Rizzo feels completely free just to move on up. He knows Kronovi's spawning in the back. There's no reason to have all 3 players be deep.
Still, those demolitions, even if they feel random and they're not on someone on net, it's still going to be enough to slow down whatever G2 had planned, right?
This one should be a goal for Justin. No, Kronovi comes in from the side. Body slams him to the edge. He is not able to get the goal after the double commit from JNAPS and Rizzo. Now the counterattack here from Kronovi and company. So tries to make the shot, it won't happen. Now Kronovi back to JNAPS, trying to make it in, and won't go through once more.
It's a challenge, though. The ceiling pass down to JNAPS, but he couldn't get contact.
Tried to make it there, but Justin's there now. Fireburner in the corner. Garrett G sending it back. Justin now with a loft. Low on boost, he'll pick up his own corner. Slow down the pace just enough. Kronovi nearly finds that roll. With 3:25, still nobody to score here in game 4. It's Justin. Shot towards the goal. JNAP's back out towards Kronovi. They've all really slowed the pace down here, but the passes come through from Kronovi to JNAPS. Well defended by Garrett G. Now Rizzo able to close that off.
Talk about turning a miscommunication into a play. They were both going to go over the same ball, and they just turned it into a passing play.
Rizzo into the blue corner. Justin clears it into empty space. Touch comes through from Rizzo. Now Fireburner moving up. Garrett G's right behind him. Kronovi now airborne. Can he find Rizzo on the far side? Rizzo not airborne in time. Fireburner's there now. JNAPS with a miss on the wall. Garrett G will take a shot. Kronovi can't get there in time. Capitalizing again. A few whiffs there from G2, and that's all the space NRG needed.
You spoke about it, Wave. A single mistake can seriously spell a game, especially at this level. So much execution that's being performed right now. You have to think so heavily, constantly, trying to be aware of every single reaction of every single player on this pitch. And all it takes is you to just kind of let your brain go for half a second, or let your thumbs go for half a second and not execute. And you'll see a mistake result in a goal.
Just across halftime, it's NRG with the lead. A win here would tie up the series at 2 apiece. Justin, pass across to Garrett. Kronovi helped him out a bit. JNAPS moves it into the corner, shot towards net. Beautiful placement. He passed it to himself and ties the game.
Thinking he was going for the pass across the net. Little did I know, JNAPS could get this angle. Fireburner pulling himself out of net, thinking that would bounce off the backboard, he could follow it through. No longer on the line, so he wasn't behind that ball. JNAPS taking advantage, just going straight for goal.
Garrett G now looking to see if he can get the lead right back. NRG pressuring deep enemy territory. Kronovi able to gain ball control. Rizzo moving back. Kronovi's just going to go for the carry here. He's got Garrett in net, and he'll clear it away. But JNAP's now up. More pressure here from G2. Rizzo airborne. This will be a hard shot to find. He's able to keep it in the blue. Kronovi once more into the corner. JNAP's now up. Gets it through 2, tries to finish it off. It's out to Rizzo. JNAP's, it was hard to tell if he was trying to dodge the shot or maybe just try to play it underneath the defender, but trying to be creative either way. 1:36 left on the clock and it's still tied up.
The placement right now from G2, the placement of every single touch is so deliberate and so precise that it's keeping it out of the hands of NRG.
Kronovi pass 2, Justin now up. See Rizzo put it back in. Shot was on target. Garrett G will get it away. JNAP's can make contact, and then Fireburner to Kronovi. Alternating contact here, Justin. Trying to play it through the defender. When this happens when you see players just no team able to make consecutive touches. Generally, it's when the play starts to stall out. Not getting near either goal. JNAP's over towards Rizzo. Back onto the backboard. Kronovi now has it. Over towards JNAP's trying to take the shot, but he can't put it through the defender. NRG airborne. The read on Rizzo. Drops back down Kronovi. Pass back to JNAP's. Tries to get underneath now, moving up himself. He's got Rizzo right in front of him. Pass 2. Can JNAP's get the goal? He just needs to zone out Garrett G. He does so, but Kronovi couldn't put the shot on target and will stay tied up. 30 seconds remaining. Any team could take this game. JNAP's pass 2. He's got Kronovi in the midfield if he can just get the pass to him. He gets a pass up, but Garrett G is able to move in time. And now quickly back down the field, looking for Justin. Rizzo's got to stop. JNAP's pass to Kronovi. The back passes coming through strong for G2. And can Kronovi carry this himself? It's off the backboard. JNAP's and Rizzo in the midfield. It'll be JNAP's who's there first. On the final countdown, Kronovi to drop it underneath. Can JNAP's find it? No, but Rizzo's there. Oh, and he misses. We'll go to overtime. The pass from Kronovi was insane, but the follow-up wasn't there.
That was almost went in. That was on the crossbar. That would have been quite the buzzer beater.
Oh my goodness, and what, does this going in? No, Fireburners gets that one away. And JNAP's can't find the follow-up. That would have been the most anticlimactic way. Then what has been an insane game. Justin back down in the middle. See JNAP's trying to clear it through Fireburner. Kronovi's there, but Justin's up first, up to Fireburner. Rizzo airborne. Putting it back down, nobody's there, and Kronovi gets in the way. The defense holds on, and we keep going.
Both of these teams giving each other the utmost respect. NRG backing down way sooner than usual because they know how good G2 are at intercepting the passing plays and stopping them from controlling midfield.
I mean, they already got burned in game 3 on a breakaway in overtime. Rizzo back to JNAP's. Justin's there on the interception. Rizzo dropping it to Kronovi, who follows it along. Fireburner misses in the corner. Garrett G just circles right back. Justin and net, Fireburner as well. Pinch goes down, but it leaves the defense a little open. Fireburner recovering so quickly back down the field. Justin looking for the goalie. He will not find JNAP's, who's able to get it past Garrett G. Now back into the blue corner. Justin falling back very quickly. The pitch goes back to Kronovi. Kronovi back pass to JNAP's. 2 players up, and JNAP's shot goes in. These back passes to JNAP's from Kronovi over and over again, and this time the shot placement is on point.
That wasn't even a back pass. JNAP's was retreating. He had to turn around for that. What precision, turning around for the corner. No one on NRG was prepared for a shot of that caliber. And G2 are now 1 game away from match point, Wave.
1 game away from being North American Regional Champions for the first time. NRG trying to make it their 4th time, but they've only been able to get 1 win off G2.
This match honestly felt like G2 had full control. We still see a lot of shots from NRG. They had 7 or 8 shots still. So they're, and you know, just below their average of about 9.7, I think, was their league play average. But G2 dominated so much of that game. The passing plays, the demolitions, the bumps, the positioning, the precision on every single touch. Just look at the weird angles they're approaching the ball. They're from like behind it, upside down, trying to get something weird, and it's like perfectly just above the net, making a defender have to go for it. It's nuts.
It's NRG is playing their game. G2's playing their game, but G2 has found a response for NRG's game of this constant barrages on net. Again, 6 saves here for G2 in this game, a team that does not used to having to put up saves. They're used to keeping the ball at the midfield. They know NRG is going to be able to get it past that front line defense, but they've strengthened it up on the back line, and the thing is, NRG has not found a way to stop G2.
And it feels like G2, instead of just putting shots on net, they're making the defense move in a way that most teams can't make them move, right? So G2's like, hey, I'm going to put this above net. You're going to get that, right? Because if you don't, you know I'll score it. And then they get, you know, they clear it out, and then they put another one just near net, right? Another threat. One that might not be on target, but then, you know, G2 looks at NRG like, you're going to save that one too? I mean, if you don't, go, I'll score it. It's fine. So they're forcing that defense to move so much that eventually
what was this kickoff? This was crazy. So watch how the kickoff goes pretty neutral. The cheat up's right there, but Kronovi gets bumped by the player that made the cheat up, and then JNAPS just doesn't quite have the air for it. Justin puts it in, and the kickoff goes through. NRG with the lead.
Just want to talk about G2 having control. Turns out NRG's got it straight off of kickoff. 4 seconds in, they'll have the lead.
Well, you see Rizzo timid there to cheat up after the player that went for kickoff gets the bump, and they have the response.
Okay,
the kickoff goals.
They're just like, we don't like that. NRG doesn't like kickoff goals. They're going to give one in return. They want it to be 0-0. Respect. This game is too intense to let a kickoff goal be the deciding factor, and they know it, right?
It's like when you're playing 1v1s and,
right, guys?
And the person you're playing against is clearly AFK, and then you're like, all right, I'll give you a goal, man. I want a fair game. Here's JNAPS off of kickoff. After we're back to a neutral game, both teams got their kickoff goal jitters out of the way. Go back to playing Rocket League. 4:37 left on the clock. JNAPS up, open net. Can he put it on target? Tries to put it upper 90. It's wide. Kronovi's shot will go wide as well as it goes lateral.
I actually love that he went wide with that. He seriously had the respect knowing that an NRG player could have gotten that save. So he figured put it wide. They have to do something about it.
What was the stop from Garrett G? Just flipping in the air. JNAPS' shot not going to matter. Here comes the second one, a double commit there from NRG. As Rizzo puts it into the corner.
Oh, Fireburner buying so much time for his team on that double commit.
Now we're trying to drop this down. Fireburner with the shot and the demolition from Garrett G. They did this one time before. They pull it off here again.
Right now, giving a little bit of vengeance from the demolition play that we saw earlier on G2. Garrett G seeking out JNAPS. Can't do much about that. He would have had to jump early, and that was quite the shot. Now 1 minute in, NRG up by 1.
NRG able to find the lead, and they need it here. A win for G2 crowns them the North American champions. You know NRG would love to have that title once more. Rizzo trying to get it up. Fireburner back down out. Justin looking for Fireburner. It's JNAPS and Fireburner demolishing each other. Momentary 2v2. Rizzo off the backward. This one goes back towards Fireburner, who had just spawned. JNAPS again demolished by Fireburner. He literally spawned and drove straight at JNAPS and demolished him again.
Having a little bit of fun, I'd assume. I imagine these guys are having so much fun with the caliber.
Oh, Fireburner with the dunk. 3-1 NRG.
Oh, I mean, it feels bad to get dunked like this, but don't feel too bad, Kronovi. That is nasty. JNAPS, there's no world he could have gotten that save. Kronovi thinking he had time to pop that up high. Fireburner, the 50-50 god. It doesn't matter. He'll just get the dunk on you.
Finishes it off, and NRG in control here of Game 5. As they look to finish this one off. Start to come back into this series. Only one game on the books right now for NRG. And their work cut out for them. They need Game 7 if they want the win. He tries to put it around. JNAPS, demolition on the Garrett G this time. Momentary power play. Fireburner moving up. Kronovi onto the side. Red by NRG, now into the orange corner. JNAPS with the loft, with the turnaround. Transitioning in his own corner, but Garrett G's got the interception. 2 players on the wall there, and we'll see Kronovi play it past both of them. NRG needing to fall back. Retreating defense here. See how G2 engages. JNAPS up towards Kronovi, who's stayed in the cherry pick.
Notice again, Kronovi always looking for the pass instead of the shot. He'd much rather support his team than go for goal.
Just cross halftime, still the 2-goal lead for NRG. JNAPS puts this out to Kronovi. Over towards Rizzo. No contact this time. Justin. Dropping towards Fireburner. Kronovi into the corner. Garrett G's in the back. Kronovi's got the read. Puts it over. Justin keeps it in the corner, but Rizzo's right there. Shot towards the net. Defended by Justin. JNAPS with a miss. That'll give Garrett G some space to move forward. Kronovi just tries to keep it at midfield. 1:50 left to go. NRG still holding on to this lead. G2 with a few opportunities to score. A good amount of ball control here, but still no immediate threat.
But NRG really pumping up the accuracy. They only have 4 shots right now, 3 of them being goals. 75% accuracy. They usually rely. Justin, what are you doing?
He's following Garrett G, apparently. Now Fireburner's isolated. JNaps with the pass towards Kronovi. Can they get the transition here? It's high. Oh, man. The shot had just been in. There was nothing Fireburner could do. So Rizzo will look for JNaps again. Kronovi gets it past one. Justin up in the corner. Here comes JNaps. Pass inwards. Kronovi looking for the shot, but it's not going to happen. It's just Rizzo in the back this time. He's got a lot of space. 1:07 left to go. Down by 2. G2 needing to find a way to score. Onto the backboard, Garrett G's touch is soft and leaves it above the goal. Kronovi will try to pass back down towards Rizzo. The defense stands. Justin gets himself a savior medal. 54 seconds remaining. It's all up to G2. A miss from Garrett G, and Kronovi will finish it off. 1-goal game now, and G2's trying to come back.
This went from a pretty defining victory for NRG to a terrifyingly close that miss. I'd like to know what happened. That is very not like anyone on NRG.
Well, there's been a few strange mistakes this game. The team maybe just a little bit flustered after that Game 4 loss. But here now, with 1-goal lead, can they just hold on to it and send us to Game 6? Fireburner with a shot. Kronovi in net. He's just loose, and the goalie, the player on the backboard's not going to find it either. 2-goal game again.
I'd like to know Kronovi turning and then turning again, and then he side flipped. He wasn't far enough back for that. I don't know where his teammate was. That seemed like just an all-out unraveling of team tactics. Some miscommunication mixed with some mispositioning and a couple mistakes. Now back to the lead they like. NRG, 2 goals up, 40 seconds remain.
Like to hold on to it. It means when you hit 0 seconds, the game is over. There's no chance of us equalizing and going to overtime. Now Garrett G, another shot on net. Kronovi's got the save this time.
Well, JNaps is there.
30 seconds remaining. JNaps will flick this one high. Rizzo has an option, thinks about it, but stays on the ground. As Justin was up way before.
Notice Rizzo's in position for the demolition. They know it's their best shot to get these quick counterattacks.
Now having to play defense with 10 seconds remaining. It's going to be very difficult to score the 2 goals you need, especially with this ball sitting on your own backboard. Even if you're able to get this one away, NRG, there'll be no time for that 2nd goal. NRG looking to take Game 5, send us to Game 6. It's been back and forth here, Carbon.
G2 still 1 game away from match point. They can take the series and crown themselves as North American champions, but NRG will not give up the throne that easy. They lost it last season. They want it back. They gave it up, and no one likes giving up something that awesome. So we're going to see if these teams can make sure to collectively play the styles that they do very well. NRG seem to have kind of figured out G2's tactics. They're interrupting a lot more, getting bumps, trying to be a little bit quicker on those counterattacks.
We'll see how they respond in Game 6, and there's just the big question mark for me with this game has been the strange mistakes on defense from G2, like that last goal we saw from Fireburner. He booms it. You saw JNaps in the midfield. Maybe they were expecting JNaps' touch. They were just trusting JNaps enough that they were just positioning differently, and the moment he missed in the midfield, they're like, okay, let's try and turn around and see if we can get this, but it was just already too late. I'm not sure why those mistakes are happening right now.
And either way, I think a lot of it still really does have to do with just the respect that these teams are giving each other. Very rarely do you see teams of this caliber backing down a little bit, and not in major ways. It's not in ways that are interrupting or stopping them from playing their style fully, but sometimes when generally they may stay up for a couple more shots or stay up to stay aggressive, they'll drop back a little bit more. They're like, you know what, I know they're going to get a good clear. Every touch they've done has been just perfect, or you know that it's been so deliberate and they're planning those steps ahead. So the respect is actually what's also giving them the space for all these amazing passing plays.
It's the situation where when one player whiffs, oftentimes 2 players whiff, because one player's he's positioning for that touch. He's expecting the touch to come through, and then when it doesn't come through, he's out of position as well.
Yeah.
So oftentimes things just not quite in the position they need to be. But moving into Game 6, NRG, they have to get a win here, and then they have to get the win in Game 7 as well. But if they can get the win here, then it's all down to that Game 7. It's just whoever wins that one takes the crown. NRG would love to be able to get there, but G2, they want to finish it off right here on Wasteland.
But as far as adapting is concerned, NRG seem to have slowly been figuring out how to try and break through the G2 play style. They're not relying so much on their normal stuff of just taking shot after shot. You saw the accuracy last game. They had 3 goals on 4 shots.
Justin carrying this with Fireburner lurking behind him, and he pinches it through JNaps. Fireburner, though, not able to find contact. Now we'll see Garrett G moving up as well. Justin airborne. He'll find contact again in the midfield. Now Fireburner looking to make this one work. Gets it forward, and Garrett G, the shot on target. It goes through. No defense there. As you saw G2, I believe they were expecting Kronovi to get it to him.
Also, watch Kronovi. Watch him right here.
Yeah, because he just gets completely muscled.
Boxed out by Justin. The new school rule number 1, not the old school one.
Exactly. Never back down from a fight. I feel like that is not a rule you should ever follow in professional Rocket League.
Or in anything in life, really.
Sometimes it's okay to back down from the fights. And this will go into full length. Garrett will pinch it away. We'll see Rizzo onto the backboard. Now Kronovi setting up for JNaps. Shot towards the goal. Fireburner's got it away. Now Justin following, Fireburner's behind. Garrett G moving up in midfield. All 3 players in the orange here. This G2 looking to find a response. This one lofted. Rizzo up. Can he find this shot? He's got it towards the goal. He just needs a second touch to drop it under, but Justin's got it instead. NRG going to hold on to their 1-goal lead. The pressure starting to mount from G2.
Yeah, but you can see how much boost Justin had to use for that. You know, Rizzo putting that on target was just enough to make NRG and to try and control them. Your objective is to try and control your opponents as much as possible so you can just outread them and outpace them.
Rizzo with a flick over 1. Kronovi lurking behind, but then falling back on the positioning from Garrett G. JNaps will find Rizzo. He follows along his own touch. Fireburner's got it away. Kronovi just lurking in front of the net. Just hoping to see if he can play cleanup, see if he can shovel a pass to somebody else, keep this play going. JNaps falling back as Rizzo moves up. Retreating defense here for G2. Kronovi up, will play it away. JNaps passed another one. Now Rizzo, the 50-50s, won over and over again there by G2. They've got the ball all the way back into the blue. Justin able to get it past Kronovi. He's looking to create pressure.
But he does lose possession to do so.
Oh, Fireburner with a miss. Kronovi now into the corner. Garrett G past 1, but JNaps is right there. He falls back, allows Kronovi to move it. He just knew Kronovi would have this one. Or knew Garrett G would have this one, rather. Now Fireburner with a miss, faked out by Rizzo up on the backboard. Justin's touch goes onto the ceiling. JNaps is there. He's got the read. Read the ceiling bounce better than Garrett G. And right here near halftime, we're all tied up.
And Rizzo again looking for the defender almost. Once he'd gone up for that challenge, I think he would have wanted to land and try and find Garrett G, but Garrett G already challenged a bit too far out. Now a tie game just before halftime.
A tie game, the NRG, they cannot afford to give G2 a possibility coming back into this game, and a shot from Justin will do just that. The beautiful angle to get the lead back.
Seriously, talking about Justin being a rookie, we should just erase that title from him. What on earth is the accuracy of this shot when the pressure is on, tie game, potentially facing losing the series, and Justin still pulls that out of the bag?
I mean, you give him like a month or so and he won't be a rookie anymore.
Fair.
He's almost done with that. He can just be the veteran that he plays like. JNaps now off the ceiling past Garrett G. It's over and onto the far side. Kronovi just tries to keep it competitive, hopefully set up something for Rizzo. Another shot back in, Fireburner will clear it away. As Kronovi lurks back. Able to play it out of his own corner, but it's straight out to Garrett G. Shot towards Diaz. JNaps there in time. He makes the save, and Rizzo gets the clear, gets it away. Quick defensive work from G2 as they are looking to finish this game off right here. They cannot afford more goals to go NRG's way. Justin off the wall. He's been doing great work up in that corner. Kronovi slowing this down. Now in his own corner. Gets it through 2. Struggles to get any pace on the ball, though. Garrett G's able to circle all the way back around. Rizzo with a flick past him. And then the half flip here to look to see if he can pick this one up off Justin. Gets it through him, but Fireburner's there. Had plenty of time to position himself. Now the shot towards the goal. JNaps across will make the save. A savior medal for JNaps here in Game 6.
Not just a save, but a pass out to Kronovi. Every single touch has so much utility.
Justin following this one in the air. Kronovi gets it away over towards Rizzo. Ball staying deep in G2 territory right now. JNaps out, Kronovi not able to get there. Rizzo again towards Kronovi. This shot towards the goal will be Justin, who's got the save, but it goes over to the corner where Kronovi's waiting. Rizzo's the first to move up. Garrett G gets it past him. JNaps with a block. G2 does not feel like they're being as aggressive as before. Hanging back more, oftentimes lofting the ball and then falling back into their own half. Needing to find a way to get this one out. The pinch goes straight to Garrett G. Goes in the goal, and a 2-goal lead now for NRG.
I mean, you can say that it worked out well for him, but here it is, Garrett G in the perfect positioning, trying to read where this could go, knowing what Justin's goal was, knowing that Kronovi would be challenging it. Obviously, he didn't think that was going to come directly at him, but he wanted to position himself just in case, and that case happened.
Oh my goodness, JNaps now towards Rizzo. Shot onto the wall, Kronovi cleared away. And NRG slowly but surely coming back into control of this match. As they win Game 5, Game 6 firmly in control. NRG right now, currently controlled by NRG, and they're looking to send us to Game 7. JNAPS, though, will have none of it. He needs this to be over now, but he couldn't get the touch. NRG finding the breakaway all the way back down, and NRG's got a 3-goal lead.
And NRG have slowly been ramping into true form. 11 shots so far. Keeping, and G2 kept them so low early on. Now G2 only has 5. They've completely flip-flopped roles from the beginning of the series to the end. And is that because G2 are struggling to keep it up, or is it more because NRG are starting to read them, starting to understand and know how to deal with this offense?
Finding ways to cut off the passes, finding a way to neutralize Kronovi's effect on the field and carpet. Are you ready for Game 7? So we are going to Game 7 on Champions Field. NRG win the 2 they need, and it all comes down to this.
When it looked like G2 were going to take it early on, NRG will not roll over. They want the throne back so bad. Game number 7, and that was a 4-1 game for NRG. I think the last few goals has been dubbed as poo goals. G2 kind of understanding that with 30 seconds left, you're probably not going to put 2 or 3 goals up on to NRG to even get the tie, let alone win the game. But now, game number 7, everything on the line. North American champion will be crowned after this match.
Yeah, Kronovi, he's, his name sits on a banner on this field. He's a world champ. He's been there before. But one thing Kronovi has never been is a North American regional champion. He would love to be able to say he's the king of the North. He's the best in NA here. And he's got one more game to try and prove it. They've fallen short 2 games in a row now.
Yeah.
They've got to do it right now. It all comes down to this.
I mean, now it's just execution. Everyone just needs to give it their all. They have gone back and forth. They have shown us that they can figure out each other. NRG now is starting to figure out how to get past this G2 offense and defense. And G2 already understand it. They understood in the very beginning of the series how to deal with NRG. But it is high risk, high reward. If you want to control that midfield, you're going to put yourself in tight positions when you're doing the retreating defense. So will G2 take the risk, and can NRG keep their composure? It's going to be the name of the game.
We will see. Game 7 inbound. It all comes down to these 5 minutes unless they decide to, tie it up and then play indefinitely into overtime. Which is kind of how you want it to end, because then it ends with a goal. Ends with a nice big old explosion and fireworks. The first kickoff neutral. NRG with the cheat up. G2 hangs back. Able to gain more ball control. Put the ball into the blue. And space given. NRG back into the orange. Touches from Kronovi go back to Fireburner, and Justin lurks behind. Slowly, methodically pushing this one through as NRG in form, and here comes Fireburner to finish it off. Kronovi says no, slams the door, sends it away. And we keep going here scoreless. Justin now looking for Garrett G on the infield pass. JNAPS with a clear. Fireburner back away. Double commit on defense for G2. But Justin's touch is lofty enough. G2's able to recover back out. Now Kronovi shot towards the goal, defended by Garrett G.
An attempted demolition and/or bump onto G2 from NRG is kind of what opened that up for G2 to get it clear. But then they still got a different one somewhere in the midfield to slow down the attack.
Now Fireburner, he's got Justin to work with. Looks to get it to him, and now Garrett G moving up. And NRG doing everything right. Their 50-50s are challenges, at worst going neutral, going off to the side. Rarely being won by G2. Rizzo getting a lot of space. Justin now moves in and back into the corner once more. Kronovi with a miss on the wall. Garrett G moves in and JNAPS has the clear, but Justin looks to keep it competitive, looks to give himself another shot, and Rizzo will get this one away. Fireburner up. The pressure. The ball spending so much time on the backboard right now as Garrett G puts it there once more. JNAPS will finally get a clear away, but there's no one over here from G2, and Justin immediately picks it back up. This one going to Rizzo. There might be a chance here for G2 to break out of their own half, as it's been all NRG on the offense.
NRG's been covering all of the zones. There's nowhere that G2 can't clear, that there isn't someone from NRG to put it right back in their half.
Shots trying to come through. Fireburner's there. Rizzo over to the side. Kronovi lurking, thinking about it. It's not going to happen. Fireburner with a flick over one. Garrett G lurking behind him. Now Kronovi, soft touch isn't enough. Justin keeps it in the orange. Rizzo uncontested, plays one out. Garrett G demoed in his own half. It'll be an opportunity for G2, and Justin demolished as well. Rizzo going on a rampage. They're able to get it clear, but Garrett G on the respawn, uncontested. Back into the orange once more, and NRG just keeps this pressure on. Jab's following along. Challenge going his way, but Justin's right there. to immediately neutralize it. See Rizzo with a pass to Kronovi. Can he get back to Rizzo? No, he'll play it down the field and into a blue corner. It's empty for the time being, but JNaps moves up. GRG gets it past him.
Always placing it to the empty parts of the field. Even when clearing it and, you know, kind of quote-unquote losing possession, they're still making sure that it's not an instant counter clear.
Justin in the corner. Fireburner falling back. Shot towards the goal, saved by JNaps, sent away. McGarrity with a follow-up, a blazer, and Kronovi this time to get it away again. 2 defensive stops, monumental stops to keep us tied up here at 0. Nobody's scoring yet in this Game 7. We're already crossed halftime. There's 1 minute and 54 seconds left, and nobody has found the goal.
Tied up in shots right now, 4 for each team. 4 saves for NRG and 3 saves for G2, playing evenly across the board.
The pressure is still insane from NRG. The ball spending so much time in the orange as they just constantly put it again and again onto the backboard. GRG soft touch there to Kronovi. They'll able to get it through to, and now finally the ball touches the blue backboard. JNaps up to try and make the shot, but GRG's in the way. A savior medal for GRG here in Game 7, and he's able to try and get it back out. Soft touch back to G2. The ball stays in midfield.
NRG pushing out so well. The moment they make a save, all 3 of them position themselves to deal with anything getting challenged as well as potential counterattacks.
These constant clears, both teams playing so cautious, wanting to win. It's $10,000, wanting to win the title.
60 seconds
With
left
1 minute remaining, it's a 0-0 game. Rizzo with an opportunity, but he falls back. Did not like what he saw. GRG looking to be the playmaker. It's going to come down to 1 player, 1 touch. Fireburner off the backboard, Kronovi up off of the corner. Rizzo airborne to try and make a shot, but it's wide. GRG and Fireburner with the pinch out, and JNaps trying to move up as well. Can't get it through too. Fireburner's there. The 50-50 goes in Kronovi's favor, back towards the corner. But Justin has a clear, uncontested, all the way out, back out, and GRG demolished before he could take the shot.
That was amazing. That was a great play. Rizzo was so far back, sitting in the net of that demolition. Open it up.
Where is JNaps? He's able to get there, get it away. The shot wasn't quite there from Justin. Will stay scoreless. Back to JNaps. The shot is shut down by GRG at the midfield. And with 10 seconds remaining, Fireburner's touch goes above the goal. Can Rizzo get there in time? He does. He puts it in with 7 seconds left. G2 has the lead.
Not a single mistake all game, and Fireburner just misreading that, passes it in front of his own net with 7 seconds left.
What did they do? What do they do with these 7 seconds? Is it a fake kickoff from NRG? How do they approach this kickoff? It all comes down to this. They have to get ball control. They've got it into the orange. A good touch by Justin. You see them all lurking there. Justin to move in. He's burned all the time off the clock. It's up. JNaps clears it away. This should be game if Kronovi can just put it on the ground. It goes down. G2 will be their first time here, the North American Regional Champions.
I don't know if you guys can hear him, but Quinn is losing his mind. He fought for it. He knew that G2 were good, and man, just when he thought they had it in 5 games, NRG fought it all the way to 7, but G2 off of a mistake that can't feel good for anybody.